way back when I dreamt up the comic book hero Hawkeye, I made him as infallible with a bow and arrow as England's own Robin Hood. But I've heard that there's a real-life archer right here in America who can do things with a bow and arrow that go way beyond normal human ability. Daniel has to find out for me. Is he really superhuman?
I've come to the dusty hills outside of Los Angeles.
Stan's sending me to investigate Byron Ferguson.
It's rumored his ability to hit tiny, fast-moving targets is equal to one of nature's greatest predators, the hawk.
There's absolutely nothing I cannot hit.
Does Byron really never miss? And if so, is superhuman eyesight the only explanation? I'm here to find out if Byron Ferguson is the greatest archer on the planet. I tracked Byron down at an archery range. Byron first discovered his archery skills at the age of 12, messing around at a local creek with his cousin and a bow and arrow.
And he picked up a bottle and tossed it in the air, and I hit it. The last thing he picked up was an acorn, and he flipped that up in the air, and I hit that. So that's when I realized that the targets were unlimited. The impossibility was just not there.
So what makes you different? Do you think you're genetically different than any other archer?
I see targets everywhere I go. When I'm driving down the road and I come to a stop sign, I don't look at the whole sign. I look at the O and the word stop, and I look at the center of the letter O. I believe that if I can see it, I can hit it.
That's a big claim.
Well, it's not bragging if you can back it up.
To demonstrate his ability, Byron asked for my wedding ring. He claims he can shoot an arrow right through its center.
This little bitty ring, what kind of distance are we talking about?
For that, between 10 and 15 yards. Probably
30 to 45 feet?
Yeah.
The center of the wedding ring is no bigger than a dime.
I think you got it. Oh, man. Look at that.
From this distance, if his aim had been off by 0.05 of a degree, he'd missed the ring completely. But he nailed it, first time.
That was brilliant. That was amazing.
Accuracy like that seems to require superhuman vision. We've all heard of 20/20 vision. This simply means you can see from 20 feet what the average person can see from 20 feet. Byron's eyes scored 20/15, but the best eyesight ever recorded was 28, and a hawk is said to have a score of 22. To take it to the hawk-like level, it's time to test Byron with even smaller, fast-moving targets. I now want to measure Byron's ability to follow a moving target using the latest eye-tracking technology.
Well, we come out here today to see when someone's shooting a moving target, what kind of stuff should we expect from an eye?
We want to look at where their eye is at the moment that they engage in the activity. So as Byron pulls back the arrow and shoots it, we want to look at how does he track the object and where does his eye come to a rest so that he can hit that object in the air. An average person would likely track it all the way to its peak, follow it all the way back down, and then try to hit it, and of course be too late at that point. So with Byron, we might see as the object travels through space, he's going to anticipate its location and be able to rest his eye at that point. And the closer those two things line up, the better and the more likely to hit his target.
So what kind of equipment do we have and how are we going to use it?
So we have this mobile eye tracker, and what it allows us to do is to see what Byron's looking at and also see where his eye is.
The eye tracker will find out if Byron has a hawk-like ability to track then anticipate his target. And he says no target is too small.
The only limitation is that of the camera to be able to see the target. I can hit it, but sometimes the cameras just can't see it.
For Dr. Murray's equipment to record accurate data, we need to test his ability using a target big enough for the machine to register. So the eye tracking experiment will measure Byron shooting tennis balls, thrown by his wife, Wanda.
All right, we're calibrated. Byron, you can fire when ready.
There you go.
All right.
First shot, man, that was amazing. Did you see that? Yeah. So what kind of information did we find?
Well, what we found was that once his wife released the ball, he actually got ahead of the ball and settled on a point. And as that ball traveled through that point, he's exceptional at knowing when to release the arrow and to hit that target. He's excellent at predicting the relative motion of that target. And he can do it likely without thinking about it too much. He's gotten to a level at which, you know, I suspect few people can get to.
So not only does he have amazing eyesight, but he's able to know where the target's going to be before it gets there.
Exactly.
Byron really does seem to have the power to anticipate the perfect strike point, just like a hawk. But Byron's final test is a different ball game entirely. To find out how small a target he can hit, I'm setting him a superhuman challenge. To shoot an aspirin in midair and prove he's the greatest archer on Earth. We're in LA searching for superhumans. Stan Lee has sent me to investigate Byron Ferguson to find out if he could be a real-life superhero with the eyes of a hawk. Birds of prey have incredible eyesight, over 10 times as powerful as the average human. Falcons have been known to hit speeds of 200 miles an hour when making a kill, and have extra eye muscles to rapidly change the shape and focus of the lens when hunting at this speed. This, and the built-in ability to anticipate the movement of small targets, allows them to calculate the exact position to strike. Byron Ferguson is about to try and hit an aspirin, tossed into the air, and that would even push a hawk to its limits.
All right, Byron, I gotta see you hit this aspirin. You think you could do it for me?
Absolutely, we can do it.
So far, we've established that Byron has above-average eyesight and an amazing ability to track an airborne target. But as yet, we've only seen him employ this talent on a tennis ball, a target hundreds of times bigger than an aspirin.
When I'm trying to hit a really small target, the first thing I do is visualize the arrow hitting the target. The concentration and the technique is what allows me to do it. There's nothing I can't hit.
But this target is so small that we've got 3 cameras covering the action, including a super slow-mo camera, to find out if Byron actually hits the target or not.
Oh my gosh. It looks like you hit it, but I'm not sure. Let's double check on the camera. There it comes. Hit it. Oh my gosh. Absolutely beautiful. I wouldn't believe it if we didn't have the slow motion camera.
To have performed such incredible feats convinces me Byron Ferguson qualifies as superhuman. His ability to track and hit a target with such deadly precision tells me he really does have the eyes of a hawk.